Hey, y'all, what it is, what it is. Y'all already know it is the big boss hog, boss dog, K-Po through the door. Here to talk to this boxing. Forget my soliloquy. Remember, tough times don't last. Good people do. Don't knock yourself. Cut them in the foul line. Maybe a matter. P-game metaphors on what? Swing. All right, man. You know how this go. Y'all know how this thing is going to start. We finna toss the mic to that boy, to the man, to the future Hall of Fame coach. I told y'all, man, don't be shocked. You see this man on an apron somewhere on TV, on one of these pay-per-views, with a big pay-per-view fighter. I'm telling you, we speak stuff into existence around here. Coach B, aka Brother on the Hustle, let them know how you been, man.
What it is, folks. You know what it is. You know what I'm gonna say. You know my theme. You know what I stick to. Hey, every time God wake you up and put breath in your body, everything else is extra. Do what you got to do to stay afloat. I don't care what nobody say. One day that float gonna turn into a boat, and before you know it, God gonna be blessing you in abundance. So stay true to you. Stay the course. Take care of the fam. Take care of you, and do what you got to do. Stay true.
Already. So we finna go straight into the main dish, the main entree, the meat potatoes of the situation. Bakhram murder. I call him Murtazailev because he murdering everybody out here. Murtazailev versus Virgil Ortiz was supposed to be in negotiations. They were talking for a potential bout. But there's been a little hiccup now, right? At first, there was a hiccup about money, but they still trying to work some things out. But now Oscar De La Hoya comes out and says this. He says, I don't like that fight. Not coming off Boachuk, of course, you're talking about Virgil Ortiz, not coming off Majimov. In boxing, there's rules. If you want to take care of a fighter and not have him burn out, you don't put him in there against a beast. A beast. You burn out the fighters. So I don't like the fight. Coach, I'm going to toss this to you. I'm going to throw the alley up. You're going to slam dunk it. Is this a good fight to you? And is Oscar De La Hoya and making excuses to potentially not let their fighter fight a great fighter in Murtazailev and potentially risk him losing the fight? Let me know something.
Uh, in the words of our great friend Jeff, I'm gonna give the respect before the disrespect. So here I go. Oscar De La Hoya put out his statement. Capo read it for y'all verbatim, and I like the fact that they respect Murtazailev. That's what I'm gonna call him too. Murtazailev. I like the fact that they show respect to a solid opponent. I like the fact that Oscar De La Hoya, made a solid point. You don't want to burn out your fighters. You don't want to put them in situations that could possibly get them hurt or lose life throughout the sport of boxing. Because we all know with each fight you take, no matter how you win, you risking, substantial, bodily harm every time you get in there. I don't care if you're the top dog or the underdog. You're risking your life. You're risking, time. You're taking time off your life when you get in there. So that's why we say you got to respect the sport. You got to understand what you're doing when you get in there. But long story short, great point made by Oscar De La Hoya. The thing is, with me, now I'm going to transition into the disrespect. With me, I see Virgil Ortiz. He is challenged Fundora. He's challenged Crawford. And that this right here is a step in the gauntlet. Y'all know me. You want to be the best. You want to be the great. You want to say you the cream of the crop. You got to run the gauntlet. And this is the gauntlet. You want to get Fundora. You want to get Crawford. You want to get those shots. You want to have a chance to say you the best of the best. You unified. You undisputed. And all this other stuff. You got to run the gauntlet. Now, in my opinion, like I mentioned, great points. I understand where Oscar De La Hoya is coming from. But to me, it sounds like a little bit of nervousness on their side on putting their fighter in there with a guy like Murtazailev. Because we all know this guy is coming to beat the brakes off you, as K-Po would say. Body bag and toe tag, if possible. That's what he's coming to do. And now they're seeing, okay, we win in these fights, you know what I'm saying? A couple of them were 12 rounders split that he got the win against Majimov. He got the win against was it Boachuk? I believe it was Boychuk.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, Boychuk before Majimov. He got the knockout from Delorme in the first round, which is truly a 140 pounder. K-Po had mentioned that. But at the same time, now they running the gauntlet. They pushing towards greatness, but now each fight is an actual step up fight. You stepping up in competition. And now you done got to the point to where, okay, is it anybody left that could be a tune-up? And they starting to see, okay, we really running this dude through the trenches. But this is what it is. When you going to be a great, this is how it's supposed to look. This is how it's supposed to look. Each time you win, you're supposed to take a step up in competition. But after you win so much, the competition is gonna start being the elite. And now he's getting up there with the elites. He's trying to get up there to challenge the elites, and he's starting to get to that front, the front of the gate. Excuse me. I'm not gonna call Murtazailev a gatekeeper because we don't know what he's actually gonna turn into. But at the same time, this is the step towards the gatekeepers. You got to run the gauntlet to get to where you want to get. Like I say, challenging Fundora, challenging Crawford. These are people you're gonna have to go through and beat to get there, to be great, to be able to say you did it. You accomplished it all. You're gonna retire as a Hall of Famer. This is what it looks like. And again, I respect the fact that they truly care about the health of their fighter, but at the same time, this is the path of greatness, and you got to go through it. If Murtazailev is in the way, then guess what? You're gonna have to get him out the way. And sometimes you just gotta pay. You want to be the boss, you gotta pay the cost. And it is what it is. But like I say, I feel like it's a little bit of nervousness. I ain't gonna say excuses, but it sounds like a little bit of nervousness going against that boy Murtazailev. They know that ain't no walk in the park.
I'm gonna call it like I see it. They know that boy gonna lose. They know Murtazailev, he gonna knock that boy Virgil Ortiz out and stand in the middle of the ring and say Allah Akbar. That's what he said last time against Tim Tszyu. Cause let me tell you something. That man went into the Tim Tszyu fight, and I'm laughing because I know how this fight gonna go. All right, he went into the Tim Tszyu fight. I'm not gonna lie to you. I chose Tim Tszyu to beat him. This boy body back. I'm talking about he caught a body. I ain't never expect to see Tim Tszyu lose like that. He had Tim Tszyu all on the mat, sliding on his neck, all types of stuff, blood coming everywhere. Tim Tszyu didn't even know what was going on. And the catch this. The man's hand was hurt. His right hand was hurt. So he beat the brakes off Tim Tszyu with a hurt hand. So just imagine if he was 100%, what he would have did to him. They know that man dangerous. That's why Oscar De La Hoya Now, like Coach said, I understand what he's talking about by burning out a fighter. But at the same time, when you start talking, when your fighters start talking, they got to stand on what they're talking about, right? That's why, if, Lord say the same, I get in this coaching game and I got a fighter, hey, man, we ain't saying nothing, bro. We ain't doing no talking. We just going to fight. You know what I mean? Yeah, we could talk at the press conference at each other, but we not talking about no other fighters that we ain't finna fight right now, or we ain't in training camp for. When you start bringing up them other fighters and stuff like that, and you start saying this and saying that, well, now you gotta live up to what you're saying, right? When you say, "Oh man, I'm willing to fight anybody," and I'll fight Terrence Crawford, I'll fight Errol Spence, I'll fight so and so. Okay, well, it's a dude right here named Murtazailev. He ready. I ain't ready for that one yet. But you said you'll fight anybody. Yeah, I'm not ready for that one yet. It don't look good. So, hopefully Murtazailev can get a fight. I mean, he called out Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford winning fucking.
I was waiting on it. Look, here they come. He didn't Terrence Crawford to not run for Murtazailev. Be quiet.
The man went and fought. The man called out Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford went and said, "I want to fight Canelo." He tried to get out the game. He tried to cash out. He like, "I'm not fighting him." But you know what I'm saying? He know that. He know the risk. He know he fight, and Tess Crawford struggles with those Russian and Ukrainian fighters. Go back and watch every time. The only fighter he disposed of was Victor Postma. But other than that, if they Russian Ukrainian, he struggles against them. So all I'm saying at the end of the day, he ain't finna knock out no Murtazailev. I'm sorry. He know the dangers of that dude right there. If they Russian, they got a beard and they Muslim, killers. I don't know what's wrong with them, and they be so peaceful. You talk to them, yeah, brother. Hey, I really appreciate you for interviewing me. Peaceful brothers, but when they get in that ring, they trying to kill you, and I think Oscar De La Hoya see that. So I like the fight. Hopefully, Virgil Ortiz can talk Oscar De La Hoya into it later down the line, because I do like that fight. I think that's a good fight, and I think that would be fireworks. So they definitely need to revisit that. Let's go off to the next topic. Bill Haney went off on a DAZN reporter. I mean, he went left. He called him a POS, and the reason for that was Devin Haney is doing his press conferences right now for his fight that he has, I believe it's May 2nd, and they call it the Fatal Fury. And basically, the announcer, didn't say nothing disrespectful, but he was just like, hey, man, you got knocked down a couple of times. How's your chin? What if Jose Ramirez lands on your chin? And, of course, Devin Haney took offense to that. And he basically was like, I got up. So the announcer was like, you getting up has nothing to do with your chin. That's heart. That has nothing to do with your chin. And, of course, Devin Haney went back and forth. And then after the interview, that's when Bill Haney came. So, Coach, do you feel like the Haneys are very emotional? Do you feel like they are, their head is not in the game? Do you feel like Bill Haney is doing too much? You think that he needs to kind of take a step back and, focus on being the something else other than the coach? Let me know something.
I'm going to be honest right here. I feel like the Haneys are focused. The Haneys are trying to get Devin back to, the pinnacle, the top of the sport. You know what I'm saying? They trying to get him, back in the big lights. They trying to rebuild, retool the brand, and it's cool and all, the way they're going about their business. And like I said, I can respect it. They took a year off. They reconditioned, retrained, learn some new stuff, put some new tools in the toolbox. And I can respect all of that 100%. But I feel like the Haneys are not mentally focused, because I feel like all people need to do is mention the Ryan Garcia fight, and they lose it. They disfocus. They ready to, attack. They ready to respond in a negative manner. They're too eager to bring that back up and indulge in the moment and say Ryan cheated. Okay, cool. It's over with. But the way they react to anybody mentioning something that happened in the Ryan Garcia fight, they're on the edge too easy, and I feel like that's a big advantage for their opponents, because they can get in the ring. Devin could be having a good fight, and one of the fighter could whisper, in the clinch, I'm finna knock you out like Ryan did. And I feel like that'll get Devin completely off his game. That'll get him shook. That'll get him nervous. That'll because the way they react and respond to any and everything about the Ryan Garcia fight is just crazy to me. They get emotional. Like you said, I agree. They get emotional. They are emotional. Bro, if you like I said a few episodes ago, if you're really one of those guys, sometimes talking does nothing for you. People want to ask questions about the Ryan Garcia fight. The answer should be simple. Hey, look, we about to get in the ring May 2nd. Tune in. Look at the rebuild, the retool, the rejuvenation, the regeneration of the Haney. That should be the answer. It should be no emotion. They shouldn't even continue a conversation about the Ryan Garcia fight. They should be looking forward, maybe to the left, maybe to the right, but looking back is showing signs of mental, emotional state of mind, and they're not healed from it. And by you not being healed from it, that makes you an easy target. especially by you being Devin Haney. You were the guy. You were the guy. People were looking at you to be a great. Some people are still looking at you to be a great. And the fact that you still trying to, however you want to put it, they mentioned, oh, it's not how we lost, or it's not about how Ryan won. It's just we wanted justice. However you want to put it, you're still responding to that in an emotional manner. Let that stuff go. Move forward. Continue to do what you got to do. You got your zero back. Just go with that. Stick to the course. Stick with the plan. Do what y'all say y'all doing. Get out there and prove something May 2nd and dispose of somebody. Don't get in there and let it be a controversial fight. I know it possibly could go 12 rounds because Haney is not a slugger like that, but at the same time, even if it does go 12 rounds, do not respond in a negative or emotional manner to the Ryan Garcia mishap. That's all I'm going to say about it, because it's just crazy that one fighter who was considered to be great in his era gets knocked down, and not the people. The people don't have a problem with it. The fighter in the corner, the coach, has a problem with it, and they have not yet healed. I don't even hear too many people mention the Ryan Garcia fight when it comes to Devin Haney. That's going to come up in interviews and press conferences. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to ask questions. But if you respond in the manner that you have been responding to the Ryan Garcia fight as of lately, people know that's a weak point, and they're going to hone in on that. They're going to attack you. They're going to bring down your mental thought process and just badger you in the ring. They're going to beat you to sleep in the ring because they know they got you disfocused because they said what they needed to say at the right time, and now y'all all out of whack. Are we going to lose again? Are we going to get caught with some left hooks? Are we going to be down on the canvas 5-6 times? Focus, man. Focus. Sometimes, like I said in the beginning, sometimes speaking is not the best option. And if you're going to speak, say what you got to say, stay the course, and don't even respond in a negative or emotional manner if I'm Haney.
Yeah, I would just say, you hit everything on the head. I don't really gotta expound too much. I'll just say for a quick second, boxing more mental than physical. The Haneys need to lock in mentally. Don't worry about Ryan Garcia. Worry about your opponent. Worry about Jose Ramirez, and just keep knocking them off one by one until you get that Ryan Garcia fight again and be able to prove yourself. That's all I gotta say.
Mm-hmm.
We finna segue off into the next one, my brother. So, Hasim Rahman, legendary heavyweight boxer, chimes in on the Canelo Alvarez Terence Crawford fight. He talks about how Terence Crawford can outbox Canelo Alvarez to a victory. Now, y'all who follow Boss Channel, y'all know my stance on that fight. Y'all know what I said, so it's really nothing for me to say. Everybody that didn't watch my channel know how I feel about that fight. So this really gonna be for Coach to really cook or articulate and say if he agreed with him. But Hasim Rahman says Terence Crawford can outbox Canelo Alvarez. He says Canelo Alvarez has had a couple of fights that has shown some flaws and some weaknesses that Terence Crawford could take advantage of and be able to win. Now, Coach, I want to remind you, Terence Crawford is not a slick boxer. He's a boxer puncher who's a counter puncher. Pretty sure you already knew that. But Canelo struggles with guys who are slick, like Erislandy De Lara, like Floyd Mayweather. He struggled a lot in the Caleb Plant fight. So, do you feel like Terence Crawford can do that? And do you agree with Hasim Rahman? Let me know something.
Hasim Rahman. Look, again, another good interview. Some more good valid points, being put on the table. I like the fact that he wants to mention, Terence Crawford could outbox Canelo. Cool. Great point to bring up. But what fight have we seen not Canelo, Crawford go in there and box a whole fight? Maybe one, maybe two. But that's not because he wanted to. That was because he was forced to. Let me say that again. How many times have you seen Terence Crawford get in the ring and actually box for 12 rounds and looked fluid. Maybe once, maybe twice. That's not because he wanted to. That's because his opponent would not allow him to do what Terrence Crawford wants to do, and he was forced to box. Point number one. Point number two. What makes you think that Canelo does not have boxing IQ? Did we not see the growth in Canelo Alvarez after he got in there with the ultimate boxer in Floyd Mayweather? When you grow like that as a boxer, that means you learned how to box. You put boxing into your fight plan. Canelo knows how to box. But again, he is another one of those fighters that he is not going to sit there and box you when he knows he has the opportunity to cut your lights out. Let's stop, belittling Canelo's boxing IQ when we match him up with Terrence Crawford. I believe it's a what situation, yes, but at the same time, Canelo has the advantage in almost every single category, minus the speed. And again, that's a what and what conversation. When I say what and what, that could be maybe Canelo or maybe Crawford in the speed category. But every other category, I have Canelo up on Crawford. We can make this a what and what situation. That's cool. But at the same time, let's not keep undermining who Canelo still is and who Canelo can be and who he was. He's not going to get in there with anybody. I don't care what opponent you put in there. And you're not just going to wash a Canelo. And if you do, congratulations. But I don't see it happening. It ain't too many fighters I see that happening with. We've seen it happen before, but like I said, it ain't too many fighters left in today's era that's going to get in there, especially not a Terrence Crawford, and wash Canelo when it comes to a 12-round boxing match. Period. Okay, let me move into the next subject. The next point he brought up. Y'all seen, he brought it up. He mentioned moving up and down in weight. He said moving down could make you lose muscle mass. It can make you lose power. It can make you lose a lot of stuff. But on the flip side, you forget moving up causes you to gain more muscle. Gaining more muscle mass causes you to utilize more oxygen going towards the muscle. So that could lead to Crawford getting gassed out early in the fight against a Canelo. And if you get gassed out against Canelo, he finna knock your ass out. Period. Excuse my French. He finna knock your ass out. I blanked it out the first time, but not this time. If he sees you're tired, you're done. So there's a flip. That's a double-edged sword. Moving up and down in weight, that's a double-edged sword. It can prove right or it can prove very wrong. And he's not going from one weight class and moving up. He's going 3. Well, Canelo is comfortable. He's seasoned at his weight. And you got a guy coming up 3 weight classes, and you're saying he's going to get in there and challenge Canelo and outbox him? That's crazy. That's crazy. Like I said, great interview, great points brought up by the heavyweight, the champ, the future Hall of Famer. Great points, but at the same time, I don't see it going in Terrence Crawford's favor. Whether it's a 12-rounder or a knockout, I don't see it in favor of Terrence Crawford at all. Could it be a good fight? Yes, I agree. Depending on what Canelo does when he get in there. Depending on what Terrence Crawford does when he gets in there. But like I say, I don't have anything in favor of Terrence Crawford in this fight. He's going to have to prove me wrong. And it has a lot to do with moving up those weight classes. And not only that, on top of that, you're dealing with Canelo. You're not just going to get in there and watch a Canelo because you Terrence Crawford and you've been doing the impossible the last 5-6 years. It's cool. Congratulations. I respect it. I see what you're doing. You are a future Hall of Famer. But at the same time, do not get ahead of yourself and don't let the fans and other people that are in your corner let you get you too far ahead of yourself, and you get in there with somebody who is a great, who is going to be a Hall of Famer, who has done everything, who has been in there with other greats. Don't let them get you in trouble, Terrence Crawford. That's all I'm saying.
Y'all heard that, man, bro. I mean, I don't need to. Y'all know. I don't need to say nothing. Let's segue off in the next one. There's a potential big fight happening this summer. David Benavidez, Dimitri Bivol. They're in negotiation. They're in talks. Now, apparently, you may be like, "What you talking about, boss? Ain't Dimitri Bivol supposed to be fighting Arthur Beterbiev for the third fight?" Ooh. Well, apparently, the WBC told Dimitri Bivol, "Look, you don't fight David Benavidez, you gotta drop that belt." Right? Dimitri Bivol just became undisputed champion, so he's not trying to lose no belts, right? And it make it kind of pointless for the third fight for Arthur Beterbiev if he don't fight David Benavidez. So he has to fight David Benavidez. Now, I think that's the reason why Turki Al-Sheikh is upset with the WBC, because he wants to see Arthur Beterbiev versus Dimitri Bivol the third time. He wants to make that third fight. He believes that, you know, those are a fight where he can probably eat off of promotional wise, although it's rumored that he only did 40,000 pay-per-view buys in the United States. I want to say that again. He only did 40,000 pay-per-view buys, and that was supposed to be the greatest card in boxing history. But I'm sorry, let me get back on topic. I didn't mean to bring that up. That's crazy. But Turki Al-Sheikh don't want nothing to do with this fight. So Dimitri Bivol is on his own, trying to basically get this fight with David Benavidez. So, Coach's Corner, do you agree that Dimitri Bivol should fight David Benavidez? Or do you think he should make the Arthur Beterbiev fight? And how you feel about Turki Al-Sheikh being upset about the whole incident? And break this fight down. Let me know something.
I'll be honest. I'm glad Turki ain't got nothing to do with it. He should be upset. Go be upset. Learn some boxing. Learn some promotion. Number two, I don't really think Bivol and Beterbiev need to get in there with each other no more. Because we already know how this going to go. It's going to be 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3. It's going to be one of those matchups where it's going to be back and forth every time. Nobody's going to be a clear, definitive winner. It's good when they're in the ring with each other, but at the same time, third fight, fourth fight, no, we don't need that. We don't need that. We got other things we trying to see. I like that the WBC did this because I want to see Benavidez take a step up in competition. I want to see a Bivol versus Benavidez. Why? Simply because it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense in my opinion. Benavidez wants Canelo. He's not really honing in on Canelo no more, but if you want Canelo, why not go try the guy that beat Canelo? It makes sense from that point of view for Benavidez. For Bivol, he gets to get in there with some different type of competition. He gets to see something different. He get in there with a slugger, he get in there with a volume puncher, he get in there with a murderer, but it's a different kind. It's a volume puncher. Benavidez is a power volume puncher, in my opinion. He throws his shots in abundance and he puts power behind it. A volume power punch. I haven't seen Bivol really in the ring with anybody, that's really in comparison to the traits of David Benavidez. Now I will say this: I think Benavidez struggles in this fight because honestly, that Morrell fight, I feel like that was a great matchup. Morrell did his thing. He proved his point. He earned a lot of respect from me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of respect from other people that got ties into the boxing world. But at the same time, I feel like if he struggled with a Morrell, you for shit show, excuse my French, gonna struggle with a Dimitri Bivol because he is technically sound, he is fundamentally sound, and he is not afraid to get in there and fight you inside. Pause, no freak is in full effect. I ain't said it the whole podcast, but it's in full effect now. Bivol is not scared to go inside and go toe-to-toe with anybody. And I respect that. And I learned that a lot. I learned a lot about Bivol in the Beterbiev fight, the second fight. Because the first fight, he was kind of shying away from going in there and letting his cojones hang and bang it out. with Beterbiev. This last fight, he kind of went in there and did what he had to do. He stayed technically sound. He stuck to his fundamentals. He stuck to his guns. But when push came to shove and he got trapped, or Beterbiev had him trapped somewhere and he was bombing away, Bivol started to bomb away too. So, again, I think for that reason, Benavidez is going to struggle in this fight. And if I'm being honest, if I had to pick a winner right now, I'm taking Dimitri Bivol over David Benavidez, simply because Dimitri Bivol himself is something different that David Benavidez hasn't had to face his career. Benavidez has really had the 100% advantage in every fight he's been in thus far until he got in there with Morrell. So now, again, this is what greatness looks like. This ties back into the Virgil Ortiz and Oscar De La Hoya topic. This is what greatness looks like. You have to run the gauntlet. Right now, Bivol is slowly, I ain't going to say slowly, he's in the gauntlet, in my opinion. David Benavidez has now entered the gauntlet fully. So this is what greatness looks like. This is what boxing should look like. You should, every time you win, every time you get a belt, every time you become a champion, your competition should step up. It shouldn't go down. It shouldn't level out. It should step up. And both of these guys are doing the right thing by fighting each other. And I hope like hell this fight get done and get made, because I want to see it. It's a very interesting fight. It's a good fight. Everybody should tune in.
Facts. I think that this fight, man, this fight can bring a lot to boxing. And what I mean by that is this. Canelo don't want to fight David Benavidez, but it will basically kind of show up Canelo Alvarez. Dimitri Bivol does fight David Benavidez. And it's two different styles that's clashing. You got Dimitri Bivol, who's, got that European style, kind of upright style, but is a problem. You know what I mean? He's a problem. And David Benavidez, he got that, kind of come forward action-packed style. So, so it's interesting to see the clash of two styles. Who's gonna, get this dub? Right now I would favor Dimitri Bivol because of he got more in his arsenal than I believe defensively. Okay, than David Benavidez. David Benavidez is a monster, and when he get going, he don't stop. But the thing is that Dimitri Bivol is also a monster in his own right. So I'm very intrigued to see how this matchup is gonna go. But like I said, man, we're at the stage in boxing where, these fights need to start happening. These big fights need to start happening, and this is a big fight. We don't need to see Arthur Beterbiev and Dimitri Bivol do 45,000 pay-per-view rides again. I had to say that again. On the greatest card in boxing, that's what y'all said. So, hopefully they can get this fight done. It'll be great for boxing. And yet again, they'll make Canelo Alvarez look like a fool. So I'm all for that. You got anything else you want to add, Coach?
Real quick, let me say this. I want Devin Haney to get in the ring and do what he got to do. I want him to get back to the top because he was part of the scene that was making boxing come back to life. I want Devin Haney to get back up there so we can put him back in that list and put him back in the running with fighting the other elites. With Terence Crawford and Canelo, I want them two to get in the ring so it can be said and done, because I'm tired of the Bud Buddies saying this and that and the third on how he can beat Canelo. I already made my choice. I got Canelo winning, but if the fight happens, when it's over with, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I don't see me being wrong in the matchup between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. And for any other elite fighter, elite trainers, elite coaches, like I said before, sometimes your wordplay ain't the best play. Say what you got to say and get out the way. And I'm through.
Big facts. We reached the end of the podcast, man. Y'all continue to support us. I told you this is the genesis. This is the beginning. Continue to support us on this journey. Man, the channel gonna grow. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. You can get on now. You can get on the train now. You can get left behind. We ain't stopping. We all gas, no brakes. We green light. So y'all continue to support us while y'all can. You know what I'm saying? If you got anything positive, like as far as critiques that can help us make our channel better, put it in the comment section. Whether y'all want more interaction, more fan interactive videos, whatever the case is, we'll do our best to listen. If you're a hater, you're going to get body bagged and toe tagged. That's just how I am. And then coach gonna intellectually break you down. I'm going for the jugular. I'm cutting you. I'm gonna be like Murtazailev. I ain't showing no mercy. You know what I'm saying? So like I said before, man, continue to support us, man. We thank God for this opportunity, man. We really love boxing. I'm boss. That's coach. We cluster. We cluster. You know what we're talking about.
Yeah, you know what we talking about.